what's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in for another video. Today I'm going to talk about how I go about detailing and washing cars at the coin wash, and a way that you can kind of do the hand wash method without using up a lot of time and resources and getting your car looking really good while using a car wash at the same time. And just my method of going about it. I know a lot of you guys always ask for detailing videos and stuff like this, and you know, it's been the off season here, so I haven't been able to make any, but here we are. A lot of us are in situations where we don't have a hose or we don't have access to water, so we can't use a pressure washer or anything like that. I actually normally do have access to water. I have a pump right here in my shop, and you can see we're still in the process of framing this all in, making this nice, and we'll be moving the pump then, but I want to get it running just for the beginning of the season. I ended up actually having to buy a new motor and everything for it. We almost got it set up, and we'll be actually filling the tank outside with water to get it started. This is still not ready, and I'm actually waiting on finishing working on the Durango so that we can pull the water tank to get it filled up. In the meantime, I can't really do any car wash kind of stuff quite yet. I'm almost there. It's almost detailing season finally again. During the winter, everything has to get shut off here, and usually in the spring we have to do some maintenance to the system to get it up to par again. So it's just kind of what I'm dealing with right now, and I figured it's a perfect opportunity now that the weather's nice, but I still don't have water, to finally make this video because I've thought about it plenty in the past. Before we actually hit the road and head up to the car wash, I want to show you guys the key components that I use to do the detailing. Like I said, I hand wash the car at the coin wash, and I know a lot of people don't like the idea of doing that just because it uses up more time, which we'll talk about in a minute, but it's not too bad with this setup here. Basically what I have in here is my wheel cleaner. I use the Turtle Wax wheel and tire cleaner, so it's all in one. I can just spray it around, do a little bit with the brush, and rinse it off. I also have this snow foam wash, and this works really well for everything. You know, it's just handy to have around, and I like using it for this because it's a little bit extra concentrated, or at least I feel like that, because it is meant to also work in like a snow foam cannon, but it's still just a normal car wash soap. And the main thing is, it has a lot more lubricating properties than just like a normal good old-fashioned car wash soap. And the big thing right now is, you know, we're trying to make this as easy as possible. We're only bringing one bucket. We're not going to double bucket it. We're not going to be able to take quite the caution against swirl marks that we normally would, so something like this and mixing it in here a little bit on the heavy side helps some. Also using the lightest little microfiber wash sponge that I have, and also down here I have my wheel cleaning brush. This is what I'm going to use. It's a really soft bristle brush, and then just kind of let the wheel cleaner just break everything up for the most part and do its thing on its own before we rinse it off. We're not going to be able to get it perfect, but these products, just these few things, are all we really need to get the car pretty much as clean as we can get it. And also this bucket I got from Turtle Wax. Shout out to Turtle Wax. They've actually worked with me for a video before, and one of my videos was actually on their page for a very long time. It might actually still be, I'm not sure, but this bucket is super nice because it has a lid and it can seal, and you know, nothing goes flying out. And especially once we put all of our wet stuff back in here, you know, the bucket's emptied out and we have our wet sponge in there and stuff. We don't want it flying all around the interior of our car. And speaking of which, I also have here just a gallon of tap water, and that's what I'm actually going to use to fill up the bucket some. That way I don't have to try to fill it with the power washer at the car wash. I can dump this in when I get there with the soap, and then I'll, you know, foam it up with the wand once we get it going. But that's about it. Those are the things that I use, and I'll show you how I use them and how I make them work once we get to the coin wash. There's one just a few miles from me, and I'm going to explain why I chose the one that I did when we get there. By the way, our subject vehicle today is going to be the Daily Cruiser, because as you guys know, we just finished working on this. We replaced the radiator, we did a bunch of stuff. We recently did the heater core as well, and since all of that stuff, it has not gotten a good wash. Not the most perfect one of these that you'll see, but it still shines up really nicely, and it still has a little bit of a Flitz coating on it. Flitz's coatings are the best, by the way, and if you don't coat your cars before winter and make sure they're coated to make it easier to do this kind of stuff, you need to do it. Go check out Flitz's, their coating. It rivals a lot of ceramic coatings, but it's super easy to apply, and be sure to go check it out down below. Use my code to save like 20% off, which is an insane deal. They have a bunch of awesome products. Their polishes work really good for any fade and things like that, any paint transfer and just little stuff like that. Products everybody needs to have on their shelf for sure. As you guys can see, we have a very dirty car on our hands, so we need to go take care of this.
Baby, now you should just come through. You already know what I wanna do. Ain't nobody else I'd rather choose. Anything you want, I got for you. Oh, my favorite box of a car wash. Hopefully, like usual, there's literally nobody here. This place is a bit of a dive, and there's literally a beautiful car wash right across the street over there. But the reason I picked this one is because there's way less people going in and out of it. Only on a really busy day do you see a lot of people here. There's one person here and they probably will be gone soon. Ooh, it's beautiful in here. Honestly though,
I've been to way worse. This isn't bad at all. So like I said, we are actually gonna be doing 2 rounds here, and it's only $1.50, so we're only gonna be spending $3, which isn't bad. But before we get started, the first thing I'm gonna do is get my bucket out and get some soap in the water and ready, because I will be foaming it up when I make my first pass around the car. And pretty much the only thing I'm gonna be doing is rinsing. Also, the lid comes in handy because you can kind of set your brush and your wash mitt on there so that they don't get all dirty. Perfect. Just enough water to do the job. 3 minutes was more than enough time to get everything rinsed really good. Thanks to that coating, a lot came off. I got the bulk of it off, so now we don't have to worry too much about swirls now, just as long as we're careful. I'm just gonna go ahead and hit the wheels first real quick, and then we can go ahead and hand wash this whole car. Just gonna give the tires a quick brush. All right, now that the wheels are done and soaked, it's hand wash time, baby. 3 minutes was like the perfect amount of time to finish getting this thing rinsed off. There's not a dot of soap on this thing anymore, and it looks awesome. Go ahead and throw all my stuff back in here into the bucket. That took probably like 10 minutes, so you definitely you wouldn't want to hold up the line at a busy car wash or something, but you gotta use your own judgment at that. You might make some people mad if you do that at a busy car wash. That's all I'm gonna say. But overall, it wasn't bad, and especially, you know, I'm lucky that I have this place and I can kind of go to this when I want to do some hand washing. So worked out perfect. So now we're gonna go ahead and head back to the shop, and I'll show you guys kind of how you can touch things up and get the car looking perfect. Because obviously, you know, we're not even drying the car here. We could take the time to like pull it outside and dry it and do that kind of stuff, but I'm just gonna let it air dry since it has a coating, and that soap too, it'll beat off pretty well, and there won't be very much spotting, but talk about the rest of that once we get back to the shop. What do you know? Right as I pull in the driveway, 140,000 exactly on this old piece of junk. So first thing back from the car wash, everything looks actually pretty good. There's only a little bit of residue and like some little spots of things down here at the bottom that got on it, probably just since we drove it home. Also, there's definitely still residue on the wheels, although the bulk of like the brake dust and all that nasty stuff got washed off when we used that stuff, but they definitely could be better. So we're probably gonna touch them up, and I'm also gonna do a little bit of detail spraying along the bottom. And to do that, I'm gonna use this good stuff. This is my favorite like detailing spray that I have used, and I use it a lot for things like this. It is Turtle Wax's new hybrid ceramic 3-in-1 detailing spray. It's part of their hybrid solutions line, and I really like this stuff. I'm not paid to say this or anything. It's not a sponsored bit. I bought this with my own money, and I can tell you I really like it. It's probably the best detailing spray I've used that has some sort of coating in it, and it works perfect for stuff like this if you're just doing some touch up, or if you're at a car show, the car meet, you want to get a little dust off the car. It is amazing. I'm going to get a nice clean microfiber and do a little touch up work, and I might even use this on the wheels too. I've used it on the wheels in the past, and it works pretty good. Another option for detailing wheels, if you don't want to try to do it at the car wash like I did, like I sprayed them down and stuff, you can just wait till you get back and use 2 buckets, one full of water and then one with like soap or wheel cleaner, whatever you want to use, or just spray on wheel cleaner, and you can dip your brush in the bucket to kind of rinse off the wheel, kind of do some gentle agitation, and that'll usually do it without like scratching up the wheels or anything too bad. That's the main thing, is we don't want to cause a lot of swirl marks in the paint. We don't want to scratch it up. With any sort of contact washing, hand washing, you got to be really careful, and that's why this is a little bit of a sketchy way to do it, but it's really the best way that I found to do it, with stuff that you could literally have laying around without having a bunch of fancy products to bring with you to the coin wash. You can make it work, and it actually does a pretty good job. There's definitely no swirl marking that happened on this thing today, at least none that wasn't already there. This paint is far from perfect, but it does the job. while later. Got the wheels cleaned up a little bit and cleaned up some of the other areas of the car where it had some residue. Also hit the tires with a little bit of tire shine. They were pretty clean, so I went ahead and just threw some of that on, and man, it is looking icy. The wheels are not ever going to be perfect because they have faded some. If you guys want to see a full video on my opinion of the DYC wheel dip kit now that it's been on the car for a really long time and how it's held up and talk about all that kind of fun stuff, let me know if you guys think that would be cool down below. But man, she looks good.
I ain't playing games right now, this the real life. Ay, let me tell you what it feel like. Yeah, I ain't waiting for the green light. Yeah, everybody got something they say. I tell them what it be like. Yeah, being on 10, what you talking about? Ay,
guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to head down there and hit the thumbs up button, because I want to do a lot more, like I said, with detailing here in the near future, especially as it gets into that season where we can do it. Whatever kind of situation you're in, how do you keep your car clean? I want to hear all about what you guys have to say down below as well. Regardless, we got this thing looking a lot better, and I'm really happy to finally see this thing out and driving and clean, and just finally a reliable daily driver. Got an update on a couple of the cars here coming soon. I'm also going to be going back to the DMV to try to figure out things with the Focus yet again tomorrow, as of when I'm filming this. You'll probably see an update on that very soon as well. Also going to be making a full detailing video on the Focus as well as soon as we get the water system running again here, hopefully in the next week or so. I also got a long-term update on the Durango and everything that I've been dealing with that car very soon, so a lot more to come. If you haven't already, right next to the subscribe button there's a little bell. You can hit that and turn on your notifications, and then every time I come up with a video it'll let you know, and then you can stay up to date on all the action here. And if you haven't already, of course, hit that subscribe button. Smack them both on there while you're at it, because it's kind of nice and it helps me out too, of course. But again, guys, thank you so much for watching this quick little video. Thank you so much for the support. You rock. God bless, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.
Me and my boys break bread, yeah, we toasting. About to cop a new crib, put it on the ocean. Bags on the beat every time I be floating. I don't let the hoes in, they messing up my motion. Yeah, I ain't never have another Monday, turn it to a weekend.